that you really want that pay you in full by activating your soul contracts. So this is a really cool subject, and I'm really happy to be here with you today to talk about it. So I would love to know where you guys are coming from as people are coming in. So let me know where you're watching, since we're all over the world nowadays. And if you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay, please, so that I know that you've been here and watched it. All right, so today we're talking about how to attract dream clients that are the ones you want to work with, that pay in full, that give you all the things you desire to experience with your clients, and how to do that by activating the soul contract that you already have in your lives. All right, so first let's look at why is this so important. This is so important because I know that many of you are doing all the things that you were told are the things to do, and they're not quite creating the results. So you probably are posting online, right? You're probably doing it regularly. Like, put a 1 in the comments if you're doing that, right? Consistency is the key. We all know that. So you're probably already doing that. You're probably networking in many different groups. That's also an obvious strategy most people use in order to attract to them clients. So if you're doing that, put a 2 in a comment so that I know that this is something that is also an activity you're doing, which is a very important activity, obviously. And you are probably creating some free events like challenges or webinars or something that you're attracting people to. So all those things, those are the kind of a common things that we all do in order to pull into us the clients that we want to work with. But you're probably not quite getting the result that you desire. So you're either not creating enough interest, or maybe the clients that sort of the people that come in for the sales conversations with you, let's say, are somebody who says that they can't afford it, or they're not quite the right clients, or they want to think about it, or they're not sure exactly what you're offering, and so on. Or people might actually love what you do. This is very often that happens, that when you show up a lot and you talk about what you do a lot and you teach about whatever it is that you're an expert in, people love what you do, but then they don't buy. And this is the part that is really important to understand as to, okay, what is it here that I need to adjust in order to actually pull in people who are interested to purchase from me, not just interested because, hey, she's awesome, she's interesting, she's fun, which is unfortunately what a lot of times happen, is that we attract people who like us but don't necessarily are the types that would actually purchase from us. So for the ones of you who don't know me, I'm Eugenia Oganova. I am Wealth Energetics Business and Marketing Coach. What that means is I help you clean up frustration and friction in your business and avoid years of inefficient and ineffective strategies, so that you can align yourself with your soul design, which is how you meant to actually do it. And then your life and your business become harmonious. You're actually then attracting to you more of the clients and the money and the opportunities that you desire. So you end up doing only the things that work for you instead of everything else. All right, so that's what I do. So today we are talking about how to attract dream clients into your life by activating your soul contracts. All right, so this is a really important component to know, because after you are mastered, like after you have mastered this understanding of you're soul contracted with other people and what that means and how to pull that in, then you are not only able to attract to you the clients that are actually the people you want to work with, so they are ideal clients for your business, but also those are the clients who are wanting what you're offering. They wanting to pay you. They wanting to be in your world. So this is the result of knowing how to pull into you the people you already have contracts with. All right. So most people teach that you have to network in other groups. And of course, network with everyone and talk to as many people as possibly, you can in a day, and connect to everybody, and maybe even cold message, just you reach out to people and so on. This can work to some extent, but the amount of actual effort it requires is huge, and the types of people that it pulls in, not always the perfect type that you're actually looking for. Another thing that I see most coaches do, and it's taught to be the sort of main way of how to do it, is to give away a lot of free stuff. Just give away, give away, give away. It will build your list. It will invite people into your world. That's a strategy that of course makes sense to do so to some extent, but again, if this is the main strategy that you're relying on, that will end up kind of short-circuiting your system after a while, because it pulls in a lot of people, but still not going to give you the type of result you want, as in pulling in the right people all the time, right? It's just like getting all the fish in a sea, and then maybe there's only 2 fishes in there that are the right fishes for you. All right. And obviously posting regularly, that's another strategy that everybody's talking about. And that makes sense. I mean, you do want to post regularly so you consistently show up. Now, there is a problem with those things I just named. Let's look at what those problems are. Networking in groups. Of course, it's a great idea, but those are the people that you don't know. Those are the people that you don't necessarily have a relationship with. You can definitely build a relationship by networking in groups, but that's much harder if there is no soul connection to begin with. Most of the time, it feels a little bit weird. Free stuff, everybody gives away free stuff in order to build their list. This is awesome. But you also might end up with a list that is actually large, and the bigger your list, the more you actually have to pay in order to mail to it from the network you're using. But that large list might not be very responsive to you. So if people are not actually opening your emails because they don't care about you, they don't care about your unique way of delivery, they might have signed up because they just wanted a freebie. So that tends to attract a lot of the type of people who just want the thing for free and don't actually want to invest the time into learning whatever it is that you are giving them. So that's why the strategy of relying just give a lot of free things all the time is not the most efficient one. Never mind that it makes you feel like you're constantly, in this wheel of producing content, creating these free gifts, constantly posting, hey, I have a new free gift. Every week there's a free gift. That is not a sustainable strategy. And especially, if let's say somebody might have gotten to a certain level of income this way, even to 6 figures. But what I do is I work with sort of like what happens after you get to 6 figures, like how do you actually upgrade to the next level, so you're multiple 6 figures and even 7 figures. You can't do that by producing a free gift every week. Unless you're working at a really, really, really low level. So if you're a high level coach, that is not a sustainable strategy. And usually is not in alignment with most people. Posting regularly, as I said, that is super important, but it also tends to be a lot of clutter unless you're speaking to a correct person in the correct way. So this is also super important, because if you're talking to somebody more in the sense of just posting quotes, posting pretty pictures, posting a lot of, oh, hey, this happened and there, that doesn't do anything. It's definitely can get you clicks and likes and all that, but it does not going to result in sales. It's definitely not going to result in pulling to you the correct people. So that is something also to pay attention to as to what kind of a content you're putting out there. So as an expert in what you do, you're obviously good at it. You're good because you know your clients are having results. You know that what you're delivering is awesome. You're enjoying doing whatever it is that you're doing and how you're doing it. And you know that you're really, really good at it. But what you need is to attract the people to you that are the types that will actually understand what you're doing in the way that you're doing it. So In other words, whatever your unique talent is, whatever it is that special thing that you're meant to bring through in this lifetime, there are specific people who want that specific thing. And what I see a lot of times coaches do is they adjust what they are doing to whatever they think people need. And there is some logic to that because, of course, you want to deliver it in a way that your clients can understand. But there's a big difference in delivering what you're meant to deliver in a way that your clients can understand versus delivering something else that somebody told you or you think for some reason will sell better. That's where we end up not pulling in the correct clients that we're actually meant to bring in and work with through our soul contracts, but instead just bringing in the people who might want the skill that we're applying, but they are not necessarily feeling like the dream clients. They don't feel like it's fun to work with. Those people also usually don't pay in full. So if you want clients that pay in full, that means you want the type of clients that already in a resonance with you, okay? So if you want to attract those types of clients that are correct with you, you need sort of a different strategy. And when we do all the posting in the world, all the networking in the world, all the free gifts and challenges and everything, we kind of feel exhausted if it doesn't bring us the result, right? I'm sure that you've experienced that at some point when you start to feel almost like you're doubting yourself, you're doubting if you're even good at what you do because the response you're getting is not quite resonating. It feels like you're like this with your clients or with the prospective people, the audience that are listening to you. Or it might feel like what you're pulling in is the wrong note type of people. Like they want something much smaller than what you're offering, like a lower level of that. And that's okay if you have a lower level product, but if you're also interested in being a higher level coach, that means those people would not quite fit into what you're doing. So that might make you feel anxious, might make you feel kind of like discouraged that you're doing all this work and you're still not pulling in what you would like. One of the things I see is a lot of times people start wondering if I should lower my prices. Perhaps it's the price that's wrong. Maybe it's too high. Maybe it needs to be lower. Maybe I should post more. Maybe I should do more quotes or pictures, or maybe I should write an article somewhere or whatever. All those things, those are emotionally attempts to handle this feeling of dissatisfaction that we get when we put all this work and we don't pull in what we desire. So here is the solution to all of that. So there is always a solution to every problem, and this is a really, really cool one. So are you ready? The solution, the key to attracting the correct clients to you is a combination of aligned action on one side and pulling in from the people you already contracted with on a soul level. So think of those two things as go hand in hand together. Okay, so aligned action, that should be sort of self-explanatory. That's taking action that is aligned with overall your vision, your mission, whatever it is that you're bringing through, and that's speaking to the correct client. So in that category, you can think of things like being clear on your message, knowing who you're talking to, knowing exactly what you're offering so you're not vague about it, being very clear, being specific, being practical, and so on. And having a vision as to where you're actually going to be leading your client. And then applying all of that consistently in specific ways that are in alignment with your soul design. Not randomly, not everything, but doing specific things that are in alignment with you. Like when I work with my clients, we usually figure out certain number of things, like 2 or 3 things that they can do consistently that is sustainable, instead of doing 200 things everywhere. At the beginning, when you're below 6 figures, a lot of times we do end up doing many different things because we're trying things out. That's okay. And you need to get your sort of level of understanding what works for you in a sense. But once you move past the 6 figures, this is where you're actually requiring a different strategy. So the aligned action looks like something that is much more congruent with you as a being. In other words, it feels good, it feels natural, it feels easy. It feels harmonious to who you are. There's no friction, there's no tension, there's no anxiety. Okay, so that's one part. And the other part is the soul contracts. So soul contracts are means of allowing support to you from the people that you already contracted with. Okay, so this is a important sort of a solution to how do you pull into you clients that are correct clients for you and actually want to pay you for what you're offering. Those will be the people that on a soul level already desiring what you're offering. So to do that, first of all, you would have to be very clear as to what you're actually offering, and not just in your mind, but in your energy resonance. So that means that your entire energy system needs to be clearly resonating whatever it is that you are delivering. Each one of us has contracted to bring something through, a specific gift or a talent. And we're doing that at a specific frequency range. So instead of thinking of it like, oh, I'm just like teaching this or I'm just helping with that, whatever that action is, whatever you're an expert in, you're doing it at a specific frequency range. So that determines the type of a vibration that you're putting out. In other words, that is the type of frequency that we are harmonizing for the people that we're resonating with. So whoever your client is, if that person mentally wants what you're offering, but frequency-wise is not matching, they will not necessarily either want to buy from you, or they might not be able to afford you, or they might not want to afford you, even if they can. They might be shopping around and so on. That's because even though the actual product matches their need, the frequency is not. So you want to make sure that you are very clear as to what is the frequency that your gift is bringing to the people. And that frequency is what you're broadcasting, and that is the frequency that you want to call in the people to you that are resonating at that vibratory range, because that's what determines how much ease you're gonna have in your business, essentially. All right, so what does it look like when you pull in the correct people, and how can you do it? Well, one of the simple ways would be to reaching out to the people that you already know that can maybe connect you to somebody who is within the range of the type of frequency that you want to attract. So that means talking to pretty much anybody that you know and not asking them to be your client. We don't want to do that. We want to essentially offer to them a vision of who our client is. So instead of saying, oh, I do this and I have this program and I have this offer and I help people with that, people glaze over on that. And then we pretty much don't get a referral. Instead, if you say something like, do you know somebody who is, and then describe your ideal client, that is a different tactic, and that is actually an energy strategy that works much better, because what that does, it creates an energy imprint of the type of a person that you want to work with, and then you're showing that or giving that imprint to whoever you're speaking with. So then that person is not necessarily listening to the kind of a product or a program you're offering. What they are listening to is if they know somebody who resonates with the frequency you have just presented them. So that's a different way of looking at it, and it has much higher result, because chances are somebody would say, oh yeah, I know somebody like that, versus do I know somebody who needs to work with you? Maybe not. So we want to present to them the energy frequency of whoever it is that we want to work with. That activates that link energetically. So now the person who's listening to us, even if they themselves are not our ideal client, they will be able to guide us to somebody that they can say, oh, I know somebody who's kind of vibrating the way that you're just showing me. So that's how we want to utilize the people that we already know to help us pull in those people that we have soul contracts with. Another way is the affiliate relationship, any kind of a collaboration. Anytime you collaborate, you create an energy back and forth. So think of it like an infinity loop. You give, you receive. They give, they receive. That automatically supports the universal abundance flow. And because it does, it creates this fulfillment for both parties. And anytime we do anything in the alignment with the abundance flow from the universe, we are rewarded for it. So it's much easier to pull into you the clients that way. Like let's say collaborating with somebody saying, okay, this is the affiliate relationship I would like to have with you. Would this be of interest? And obviously it has to be with somebody that you're complementary with. So it's not the same service that you're offering, but that you're offering something that could work together, that her clients can utilize what you offer, your clients can utilize what she offers, and you can create this loop, which energetically then is feeding both of you. And the third component is literally calling in to you these ideal clients that you have soul contracts with. And that feels like magic, because that would be the people who maybe watched a couple of your videos, maybe read some of your posts, maybe commented, maybe you didn't even know that they existed. And then they contact you and say, I know you are the coach for me. I know you're the teacher I was looking for, and so on. So they sort of come to you for the sales conversation already desiring to work with you. That happens because there is a soul resonance. So to do that in a material scale, as I said earlier, it is an aligned action, as in doing something in order to pull into you the clients, like networking in groups, like posting regularly and so on. That's unavoidable, and it should be done with the correct frequency. But then the other side is the actual conscious component of calling in. That means that you would need to allow the perspective that I'm talking about, that before you even came into this lifetime, you already had contracted with certain people to come to you, because on a soul level, this universe is very efficient. Like everything, nothing is ever wasted. So if you are bringing a specific gift, that means there will be some people who need that. And when you say, okay, I'm ready, I am ready to now pull in those people. I am now ready to receive these people into my world, because I know I'm good at what I do. I've been doing it at this level and I want to go to the next level. So I want to go deeper. I want to have even more amazing results with my clients. I am ready. And you call in to you these specific people. You might not know who they are. Most of the time we don't, but by sending that constant, you can think of it prayer or intention or whichever way you do it, to the universe, it's essentially sort of like placing your order and then waiting for it to come back. And the way that we create the abundance flow is service. So when you focus on, I'm ready to serve these people that I know exist, I know are waiting for me, all they need to is find me essentially. So here I am, I'm going to show up. And now your posting, your networking, and all of this is not starting from the energy of how do I get the clients, which is scarcity, but instead it's from the energy of abundance, because now you're saying I'm serving and I'm doing it as this fountain of energy so that the correct people can notice me, resonate with me, and then want to come into my world. That feels absolutely magical when that happens, and it actually happens a lot when you are in those configurations. So if you are ready to start talking to correct people and apply this correct action that I was talking about, so that you pull into you these types of people that already have contracts with you, and that you're doing the things that actually work for you, that are in alignment with your soul design, then send me a message. I would love to look at your specific situation in your business, whatever your expertise is and how your business is currently working, and then look at what are the blind spots here in this energy alignment. What is it that you're broadcasting that may be miscreating the reality instead of helping you do what you want? Where are the little pieces of scarcity that are hidden? And I can look at what you have sort of and show you what could be corrected and how we can work further to actually implement all of that. So If you know that you are ready to step into that next level of your business and do so in alignment, do so with ease and riding that natural flow when you call in to you the correct people, so you can attract to you the type of clients that you're meant to work with, the type that you have the soul contract with, the ones that want what you're offering and want to pay you for it, then definitely message me. You can also put the word yes in the comments, and then I will reach out and message you with the details how we can connect and set up a free conversation so I can look at your business and show you what needs to be adjusted energetically in order for you to create that amazing experience in your life. My love to you.